Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Conan. We just finished a year-long renovation of a 1968 Claymore Model 140. I hope you're as excited as I am, because Trailer Trash to Treasure Season 2 starts now. You gotta watch your step. Okay, so this is a 1956, I almost called it a Playmore. I'm so used to saying it. But, so this is a, let me just step back in. So this is a 1956 Calcraft. We've had it since 2019, and we bought it locally from a guy named Randy, who said that the person that sold it to him thought it might have been a rainbow. So we started calling it Rainbow Randy. It's not a rainbow, it's a Calcraft. So now we just call it Randy. We did a short video tour of it last summer when we were still working on our Playmore. But I wanted to give you a reintroduction to it and give you a little more in-depth tour of it. We're going to look at the quirks and features, and then we're going to give it a Doug score.
The Doug score is 71 out of 100.
If you're a car person, you know what I mean. Anyway, this is going to be our next project. This is our Season 2 project, if you will. Alright, so let's go inside and take a look. So, obviously we're missing the floor, or at least most of the floor. And I assume that's because someone converted the closet into a shower, which was probably a bad idea, and probably rotted everything away at one point, and someone took it out. But that's a real structural problem, and that's the key indicator that you're going to be taking the whole thing apart. Because there's no way to replace that without taking everything else off. We do still have the original seats in the front, the other one's in the back right now. Just like with our last camper, there's a dinette up here and then a bed in the back, and this of course would convert into a sleeping area. Storage under there. There's a can of beans in the back, and looks like maybe a Marlboro. So obviously this will all have to come out, and I think this time, even though we're not certain what's going to happen with this camper, I think I'm going to take measurements of the dinette and just jot that down. I don't think it's going to go back, but if it does, at least I'll know what was there to begin with. So over on this side they had a water tank, which is still there. It has a number on it, says it was manufactured in 1979. So you know, this stuff might still be good, but I don't want to reuse any of this stuff, so this is all coming out. I'll probably hang on to the water pump if it still works. The tank, not going to use that for anything. I was really excited when we saw this camper that we still had the original front windows, at least the side pieces, even though the glass was broken. And I was a little worried about this centerpiece that obviously they'd taken out and put a air conditioner or something there. But the frame is still there, and I believe there's just supposed to be a pane of glass, and that's what this thing is for. It, you know, helps hold that piece of glass in. So I think I've never actually seen one of those in person, but I believe that's what it is. So I'm hoping to be able to just pop a piece of glass back in there and keep this window, because I really like that style of window. Up above the window we've got this cabinet that has a door on either side and a little propane fixture in the middle, which is kind of cute. Missing the dome on there, unfortunately, but I mean, those aren't impossible to find. It looks to me like someone added a dome light from a car, very similar in design to the one that's in our Jeep, so I guess that's an interesting addition. There's a switch there for something, cigarette lighter, and there would have been another dome light fixture there. I don't know, this seems all cobbled together, but I like the way the cabinet's built. It's pretty sturdy. One thing I'm also going to take note of is where each of these panels that make up the ceiling material, where they broke. I think it broke from the floor to here and then on up behind this cabinet, and then I can see again where it went. So good information to know when it comes to putting those back on, because when they built these, they had an idea of how much tension to put in them and how it was easiest to manufacture, so we'll try to replicate the size of those panels. But really a pretty large storage area. The kitchenette area in this is actually, I would say, surprisingly large. I mean, this to me is a lot of counter space if you consider that there was probably some sort of cover for the stove at one point. So yeah, this would be a nice place to work. You've got this nice 3-burner range oven combo. Pretty decent size. You can probably make a turkey in there. Small turkey. Pretty good shape. It's missing a knob. When we bought it, we were talking to the guy that sold it, and he said he had one person offer him $50 for a knob off the stove. I don't know that if that means that he sold them whatever this knob was, or if it was just already missing. But there's 4 knobs, and the other 3 are all the same. I assume one of them's for the oven, and the other 3 are for the burners. But in pretty good shape. It also has a matching Ward brand ice box with a Kodak printer cartridge in it. With these, of course, you would have just put a block of ice in there and then put your food in, and away you go. We've got 2 nice large cabinets above it. Not real fancy construction on them, but nice and solid. They've held up seemingly pretty well over the years. Over here is the original electrical box with the original fuses. Well, I don't know if they're original, but they're definitely not the kind you'd install these days. And I just noticed one other thing. There's a date right there. June 18th of 1956. And something that was 15 7/8 by 9 1/8. Above the window there's this kind of neat little shelf here that's sort of got this little bent piece of wood covering it, and a little light fixture beneath it. This was probably the original. I don't think this was original. A nice big kitchen window, a window that opens up like this, but they've turned it sideways so it actually opens like this, which is kind of neat. We've got the original porcelain coated sink, which is pretty nice. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Oh, is that how it works? Oh yeah, it's a, oh jeez, man. It's a manual pump. So that's fun. Nice for a workout. There's also this faucet, which I assume is original because it looks like it was designed with that in mind, but it's for hot and cold water. There wasn't a hot water pump in here, so I don't know if maybe some campgrounds had a hot water spigot that you could connect to. I don't know. I don't know how that works. We've got some drawers. I don't think that one went there because it runs into the drain, but this one's the same size, so I don't know. There's one that's missing right there. There's a little door that opens up right there. This would have been another door that opened up, and then of course there's one under the stove. Now there's also a secret compartment right here. And I didn't know about that, but I was looking around there. I noticed there was a bunch of stuff wrapped up in towels back there, and so I started, I think I put on some gloves and I started pulling stuff out. And what I pulled out was a bunch of steak knives, which was kind of creepy also, but seemingly harmless. There's this exciting drawing though that I found. Don't tread on me, and it looks like it's in front of something else. Can't quite tell what. But yeah, moving on. Oh. So yeah, you gotta watch your step. Back here would have been the bed, and it's a pretty large area, really. I think 2 adults could sleep reasonably comfortably back here. You can lift that up, and then there's quite a bit of storage underneath there. But yeah, that's basically it. There's a big open area under there. There would have been a mattress there, which is mercifully gone. Well, this would have been a closet, and really a pretty sizable closet too. But somebody decided that they would put some plastic over the wheel well and put a drain down there and turn this into a shower. Bad idea. I doubt if it worked very well as a shower, and it probably destroyed the floor. Bunch of trash in the bottom, including what looks to be a piece of a hypodermic needle. Yeah, so that's about all there is to say about that. Seems like a mistake, looks pretty gross. Not excited about that. It's a tight fit if you want to open the door while you're in here, though. Little latch to hold it closed. I think that's it for like the major features in here. I'm sure as we take it apart, we're going to find more goodies tucked away here and there. And there's a number of oddities to it. I mean, it's obviously been modified several times over the years. There's like a, I don't know what it is, a doorbell or something? It looks like it would be a doorbell. Again, if you know what that is, leave us a note in the comments and tell us what you think it is. I'll look at it more when I take it out one of these days. What's that? What are you looking for?
Ice cream truck.
Well, I don't hear an ice cream truck. Plus you're eating an oatmeal cream pie, so. The real question is what's the plan for Randy here? This isn't Randy. This is Simon, by the way. You know, we talked about can you make money, you know, renovating these old campers. And for us, we don't really think that's entirely possible. So we mentioned that we did think that there is one thing you can do, which is renovate these into like serving trailers. And people will pay quite a bit of money for a nice serving trailer. There's actually a 1957 Calcraft for sale right now in California for $25,000 that's been turned into a serving trailer. So that's a possibility, and we kind of had talked about doing that. We'd have to put in a large serving window on the driver's side and do some other modifications inside, but part of the problem with that is that neither of us have any experience serving or bartending or anything like that, so don't even know really what would go into it. Could figure it out, but I don't know. It's a possibility though. Certainly we've turned these into photo booths before, so we could turn it into another photo booth, but you know, we've done that and there's not a whole lot of challenge to it. You're basically just making an empty box, but so that is something we know how to do and could do. We could also just turn it back into a camper, and I mean, that's something I would like to do. You know, it's fun to build these things to be campers again, but I just don't think it's really that profitable. It could be profitable, but I don't think it's that profitable for us. So I'd like some feedback though. So if you have an idea for what we should do with Randy here, leave a comment below. Tell us what you'd like to see it turned into. You want to sit in your chair? Okay. Oh, I see what you're seeing. Okay. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and if you followed along with our first camper, I hope you're excited to see what happens with this one. I know I am. As always, new videos come out every Sunday, so make sure and like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Can you do something for us? Can you say, right now?
Right now.
Oh, you're nice.